The year is 2026, and the global economy is quietly filtering out the unprepared. Millions of individuals trade their finite hours for depreciating currency, completely oblivious to the algorithmic shifts around them. You are likely watching this because you feel the invisible pressure of inflation eroding your purchasing power every single day. The illusion of job security has shattered across Europe, leaving a distinct divide between those who consume and those who leverage. This analysis will bypass trivial solutions like online surveys, exposing instead the calculated framework of wealth generation divided into four distinct economic tiers. Reaching the apex of this structure yields more than $1,000 a day, transforming your laptop into an engine of absolute leverage. The baseline tier requires zero specialized expertise, demanding only an acute eye for immediate market inefficiencies. Consider the digital real estate market, specifically the strategic acquisition and liquidation of automated media assets. Micro-monetized pages focused on hyper-targeted niches command premium prices from corporate advertisers desperate for organic attention. The mechanics are simple yet highly effective, shifting value from unoptimized digital accounts into high-yield assets. Alternatively, physical asset liquidation via algorithmic marketplaces leverages localized supply shocks to generate immediate liquidity. A single transaction involving surplus construction materials or undervalued assets can generate over $650 in a single afternoon. True wealth begins when you realize that one person's unmanaged liabilities are your direct cash flow. Capitalizing on typographical errors in online listings allows you to acquire vintage assets with zero competition. These items are easily refurbished, photographed professionally, and sold online for immense premiums. Transitioning to the second tier requires shifting from basic labor to the monetization of specialized cognitive skills. In the current corporate climate, small businesses are struggling to navigate the complex landscape of digital attention systems. Operating as a strategic optimization manager for these entities allows you to dictate your own compensation terms. By analyzing performance metrics and systematically scaling their digital presence, you provide an indispensable service that commands over $150 per day. The global market sees hundreds of thousands of new enterprises registered every year, and each requires a distinct visual identity. Developing proficiency in modern design architecture transforms your aesthetic intuition into verifiable corporate qualifications. Clients do not demand academic credentials, they demand a portfolio that mitigates their financial risk. Offering initial strategic solutions for free eliminates friction, secures long-term equity, and rapidly establishes a high-value client pipeline. This tier also encompasses the monetization of specialized knowledge through borderless digital consulting and high-conversion copywriting. The psychological art of phrasing text can manipulate consumer behavior on a massive scale, commanding historic premium rates. A single well-crafted headline can capture a golden market segment and generate a small fortune for its creator. The third tier is the alpha stage, where isolated skills are synthesized into automated income engines. This is the domain of leverage, where you no longer trade time for currency, but rather deploy systems that operate continuously. Digital commerce frameworks, such as intelligent logistics and platform-integrated fulfillment, require zero physical infrastructure or heavy capital. Success in this hyper-competitive landscape relies entirely on digital marketing acumen and deep systematic commitment. By isolating unique, high-demand products globally and routing them directly through established fulfillment infrastructure, you access millions of ready consumers without spending capital on traditional advertising. The true acceleration occurs when you pivot to creating and licensing proprietary digital products. Designing customizable workflow frameworks, technical templates, or comprehensive systems can yield over $250,000 annually with zero inventory costs. The margins are absolute, allowing you to replicate and distribute your intellectual capital indefinitely across the globe. Strategic affiliate integration allows you to monetize existing traffic pipelines by commanding high commissions from established enterprises. The apex of wealth generation is the supreme tier, focusing entirely on building an enduring sovereign brand. This stage requires transitioning from a mere participant in the market to an architect of an entire ecosystem. Building a proprietary product line or scalable infrastructure requires an intense, long-term commitment that often yields no immediate return for over 2 years. However, this structure creates an asset with immense equity that can be scaled globally or sold for millions. Consider the historical trajectory of modern lifestyle brands that initiated as humble, home-based operations and evolved into billion-dollar enterprises within a single decade. The journey from an entry-level side hustle to absolute financial sovereignty is entirely dependent on your willingness to systematically ascend these tiers. The mechanism for your economic transformation is already sitting directly in front of you. Choose to control the asset, or remain the asset being controlled by the system.